Yeah, we'll work on that now. Hold there and we'll keep you advised.
Thank you. 141.
554 Romeo behind, finding SAS Airbus, line up 9 right behind.
On the SAS Airbus, line up 9 right behind, 554 in.
The 3916 for hello, are you ready?
Next is 3916.
Okay, let me know when you are.
Okay.
Charlie Papa 119780, good morning.
19780, thanks for your help, Steven 7, Charlie Papa.
American 107, report your heading 134980.
134980 with the heading. Have a good day, American 107.
And then 506, so take off 9 right, 050 degrees 6 knots.
Okay, take off 0 now, right, get no 530.
Satellite uniform behind, finding company 320, line up 9 right behind.
On the finding company 320, right behind. Okay. Tower Korean 9007, Hoshon 99 via November Bravo 3.
Korean 907, hello, hold short, I will call you.
Hoshon, Korean 9007.
Okay, 554 Romeo from November 10, so take off 9 right, wind 060 degrees 6 knots.
Okay, take off runway 9 right, 554 Romeo.
Okay, take this Lima, hold at November Bravo 10, give way to the British Airways 777 from the right.
Hold at November Bravo 10, give way to the British Airways to the right. Shape to Berlin, hello.
Delta 21, hold at November Bravo 10.
November Bravo 10,
Bravo behind finding company 320, line up
beautiful, ready.
3916, hold there, I'll call you back. Uniform top 10, just take off 9 right, 060 degrees 5.
This is 180, so 554 Romeo, good evening.
CC Bravo, said take off on 09 right, the wind is 040 degrees 7.
Take off 9 right, speed with CC Bravo, mate.
3916, if we can get straight ahead, hold at November Bravo 10, give way to the Delta 330.
Straight ahead, November Bravo 10, give way to the Delta 330.
contact 119780, good night.
19780, shall I call good day?
Okay, Dreamer from November 10, clear to take off 9 right, 030 7.
We are clear for takeoff from a 9 right. Turkish 80, Lima, wire.
South take 77 Charlie, hold short in sequence 09 right, November Bravo.
Delta, line up 9 right behind.
Mind body Delta, a lot of weight, I'm right behind.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello,
Oh, it is hot. My word. Blimey. Right, we've come to the Meadows, which is about half a mile behind Myrtle Avenue, mainly because it's the only place that I'm going to have to find with shade. It's 36 degrees Celsius as we start today's show, which is outrageously hot. And as you can see, we're on easterlies, so we're catching departures towards central London. And this spot, although we can't see the airport, is just so very nice for those climb outs, seeing the planes somewhat abnormally without their gear down. Nice bank-in turns, nice noisy 777 that we saw to open the show. That was a Turkish Dreamliner heading back to Istanbul.
behind this, departing British Airways 319, line up runway 09 right, Sierra 7 behind.
Behind, bring up, line up, and bring
Delta 21, contact 119780,
Now, I don't think that's too bad a view, is it? Nice Delta A380 Neo powering away from the southern runway. So as I said, we're on easterlies today, so they're taking off and we're capturing them climbing out from runway 09 right. Just going to see if I can get through the chat for a minute. Paul Freeman, first in the chat. Good evening to you. Welcome back. Ms. Wolves, as always, great to see you here again. Welcome. Joseph Dixon. Nick Woodward, good evening to you. Dennis McLeod, good day. Hope you're well. It feels like I could be in Australia. Not right now though. Terry the artist, good evening. Terry been enjoying the 09s for his photography. Just up the road in Hertfordshire. Mark Jones, good evening to you. Welcome. Paolo, there is a 747-8. We should catch it towards the end of this evening's show. That is a Korean passenger 747, rare as can be these days. Cassie King, good evening to you. And of course, good evening to the legend that is Benji. Hope you're well. Indigo Blue, welcome. Robin, good evening to you. Lots of people in the chat early. Great to see. I hope you've all had a good day. If you're in the UK, I hope you managed to stay cool, taking on plenty of liquids, because it is crazy hot.
141 right behind that company, now only at 12 o'clock, right turn, hold at November Bravo 10. By the company, right turn, hold at Bravo 10. Quebec 202 from Sierra 7, clear to take off 9 right, 360 degrees 5 knots. 596. Just away from companies in link 52 now, and then proceed to November Bravo 10 at the ball.
Make your way to the company 52 now, and then November Bravo 10 on the ball to the
A little tricky to keep them in frame when they go over the top of my head, but we'll do what we can. So you can see there the Heathrow ATC tower popping out from beyond what can only be described as a mini wilderness. Normally these meadows are kept under control by plenty of livestock, but they've been left for a long time now. Straight into the non-stop action here at Heathrow, as always, keeping me on my toes.
Hold at November, or hold short of the November Bravo 10 intersection. Short of the November Bravo 10 intersection, shut down 202, contact 118.
Little Iberian Airbus heading back to Madrid.
Right, link 53, hold short Yankee 38, Victor. Jordanian 112, as you make the left turn, give way to the British Airways Airbus, you may 12 o'clock now.
Joseph, just look for Hounslow Urban Farm. So we've got a little run of short haul, narrow bodies, queuing up for departure. Mixed in with that, we have Royal Jordanian that will be heading off to Amman. One of Benji's favourites. That one is 787-8. Got a British Airways 22200. That's off to Nashville. The British Airways A350. They get up quick, don't they? So that will behave like a short haul as far as I'm concerned. That one's going to Bengaluru. We also have another 350 off to Las Vegas. And a Virgin -9 Dreamliner heading off to San Francisco. So plenty of action to keep us occupied and keep me keep me busy. Robin, what I'd give for 22 degrees right now. Typical Brits, we moan most of the year that we don't get much of a summer. Then we get it for a week or two and we moan that it's too hot.
596 on the 10, cliff takeoff 9 right, 0 2 0 with the 4.
Take off 9 right to the 596.
Lovely banking turn from the KLM. That one heading back to Amsterdam.
Speedbird 998, runway 09 right, left takeoff, the wind 360, 5 knots.
Clear takeoff 9 right, Speedbird 998.
GN3, Lima Golf.
Free on shout. Good evening to you. Welcome along. I hope you're managing to keep cool today. It is bonkers hot.
Virgin 41 Romeo, 1 Eagle, holding November Bravo 10.
Our next catch will be British Airways flight 998 heading off to Berlin. That one an A319.
KLM 41 Juliet under control, 118.825.
118.825, KLM 41 Juliet.
Shamrock 169, runway 09 right, left takeoff, wind 030. Line up 09 right behind.
What I find quite amazing is that we're just picking this one up as it appears above the houses, and they've already given clearance for takeoff for the next one.
596, under control, 133.1. 133.1, yeah, do that 596. Jordanian 112, the left turn, holding and under Bravo 7. Scandinavian 810, holding and under Bravo 10.
All of them on Bravo 10, 810.
GN3 Lima Golf, runway 09 right, cleared for takeoff, the wind is 0606 knots.
09 right,
Speedbird 2 Mike Whiskey, hello. Give way to the opposite direction, Jordanian, then hold at November Bravo 10.
Way the opposite direction, Jordanian, hold November Bravo 10 to the 2 Mike.
Jordanian 112 behind departing British Airways 220 on the runway, line up 09 right behind. Speedbird 998 on control, 118.8.
118.825, Speedbird 998, cheers.
Speedbird 8 Lima Victor, runway 09 right, cleft takeoff, the wind is 0506 knots.
09 right, clear takeoff, 28.
Speedbird 2 Mike Whiskey behind departing Jordanian 787, line up 09 right behind.
Departing Jordanian 787, line up 278.
Right, we'll pick up the Jordanian, dedicated to our Benji.
7223 November, ready for departure.
That's second to depart now. Very difficult to keep up when they're charging by so quickly. Robin, yeah, there is a limit, isn't there, to how much heat is comfortably easy to take. I can't whinge though, because I'm off to Dubai in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be at least 15-20 degrees hotter than it is here today, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. Cassie, no. Any hot weather in a caravan is not cool, is it? Not at all.
Mike Whiskey, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 360, 6 knots.
Clear takeoff on 09 right, Seabird 2 Mike Whiskey.
Seabird 8 Lima Victor, under control, 118.825.
118.825, 8 Lima Victor, Mike.
Seabird 119 behind departing Virgin 787, November 10, right up 9 right behind. Give way left opposite direction, 350 in your 11 o'clock, and then make the left turn to hold November Bravo 10.
Okay, give way to the A350 and 11 o'clock, and then hold November Bravo 10. November.
Lovely to see these big jets wheels up. Something you don't get to see when you're close to the airport or catching arrivals, of course. Our next heavy departure, Virgin 41. Just been given clearance for takeoff. That one off to San Francisco.
223 November behind departing company 350, line up 09 right behind.
And company 350, and it's 9 right by the
British Airways 350, potentially one for Terry to pick up.
Approximately 3 minutes, I will call you back.
Terry 1 Juliet.
Seabird 119, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 360, 6 knots. Get takeoff, Seabird 119. Brewing 465 behind the departing British Airways 777, line up and wait, 09 right behind, there'll be one aircraft across the runway ahead.
Oh, how good did that look? Loads of wind flex, as you always will see from the Dreamliner. Next up then, British Airways A350. This one off to Bengaluru.
Take takeoff, Seabird 223 November.
Avian 810 behind departing Eurowings, line up 09 right behind.
Yeah, departing Eurowings, line up 09 right behind, Avian 810.
44 Foxtrot, good afternoon. 390 November, big count, wait. Romeo heading to radar 134.980.
In radar 134.980, British 41 rescue me.
Charlie 1 Juliet behind this departing British Airways 777, November 4 Echo, cross runway 09 right behind.
I'll behind the 777, cross 09 right behind.
Super hard to keep up with these departures. Next out, 777-200, British Airways off to Nashville.
Beaver 171, hello, hold it officer, and report ready. Beaver 223 November, heading to radar 134.980.
What a bruiser. 777. Making all the noise you come to expect. Growling engines.
Straight ahead, contact ground 121.905.
121.905, continue still ahead, Qatar 1 to look there.
A few smaller ones next in line.
Wing 465, runway 09 right, clear to take off, wind 350, 5 knots.
Jag, welcome back. We've got your sort of temperatures now. 36 when I arrived at this spot a little while ago. Good to see you here again. Not to worry, Terry. At least you get to see them on here. Hopefully there'll be enough decent shots for some screenshots or something like that. You can do some edits for me. Yeah, I'm cheeky. Jag, yeah. I did think about that when I saw how overgrown everything was here. Reminds me a lot of East Midlands a few weeks back.
About 8560, give it a colleague to the right, it'll be 12 o'clock, then hold it November Bravo 10. Evo 171, taxi forward now, short on the Yankee. Correct, and I will be making the 180 very interesting to the other way.
Next departure is an intersect for the Scandinavian, heading off to Oslo. That one an A320 Neo.
Evo 486, I'll have an estimate being ready.
That's fully ready now, sir.
Evo 486, thanks. You taxi forward and hold short on Alpha.
Taxi forward, hold short Alpha.
Going 465, control 160.5. Number 3 uniform behind departing British Airways, 320 on the runway, November 8, line up 09 right behind.
Number 3 uniform behind departing 20 on the runway, line up number 09 right, November 8 down.
Twist 438 Alpha, hold it November Bravo 8.
Hold it November Bravo 8. Evo 171,
Evo 171, thanks. Just continuous cleared and I'll call you back to service.
Evo 171.
Next one we'll pick up, British Airways shuttle, heading off to Belfast. That one an A320-200.
Wing 7 Papa Yankee, hold it November Bravo 8. Evo 171, make the left and back to the short of Alpha.
Oh, well, there you go, Jag. You don't even hold the record for temperatures anymore. It's uncomfortably hot. We'll deal with it though. I'm hiding in the shelter of my car, so that's fine.
Number 3 uniform, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, the wind 330, 8 knots.
Number 3 uniform, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff.
Then 810, under control, 118, decimal 825.
All right, 825, going there, 810, wait.
Evo 920 X-ray, hello there. I can get you airborne in about 6 minutes if that's going to work.
Absolutely, we can do that. 920 X-ray, able November 8.
Hey, lovely. Hold in November Bravo 8 and let me know as soon as you're ready.
November Bravo 8.
Of course, where this location really does come into its own is with the big stuff. And I think we've got 5, maybe even 6 A380s to come out during today's show. And of course, as already mentioned, the Korean 747-8 heading back to Seoul. all of those should produce really nice side-on shots without any landing gear in sight. Jag, funny story about StatCam.
With 438 Alpha behind departing British Airways 320, lining up yield 2 o'clock, November 8, liner 09 right behind.
So as we wait for our next departure, an A320 heading off to Prague, British Airways flight 856. So StatCam, the last couple of times I've used it, because I'm using an older camera, I really was getting a bit irritated by the difference in quality between the two cameras I was using. So I thought, I wonder if it will sell if I put it on for a silly, overpriced. Give it a go on eBay. And it went inside a day. So there is no StatCam till I replace it. I mean, don't get me wrong, the StatCam was a great camera in its own right, and it did me really well for a good while. Really enjoying the newer camera. So the plan is to get a second one, get them all matched up with the settings. So yeah, I'd like to think that I can get the replacement before I need it. Because we love StatCam, don't we? Me more than anybody. I just can't get enough of those big heavies turning on from the left and right, lining up for arrival. Amazing view. Next out, Swiss A320neo, heading off to Zurich. Looks like the next long-haul wide body will be a 787-8, courtesy of British Airways heading off to Pittsburgh. 2, maybe 3 short hauls before that one. Also have a United 200, that one off to Washington. And a BA 777-200 to Boston. Just seen that we have an Emirates A380 starting to ping radar now.
Bird 5 is Yankee, good afternoon, hold at Vickers and report ready.
Okay, Speedbird 5 is Yankee, hold Vickers, report ready.
United 9250, give way to the opposite direction, British Airways 320, you can do 12 o'clock now, then hold November Bravo 10.
Give way to BA in front of us and hold November 10, 395.
Virtual 3, wait, The 171, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 360, 10 knots.
Clear takeoff 09 right, 171. Speedbird 5 is Yankee, ready for departure.
Speedbird 5 at Victor Yankee, thanks very much. The United is in your 11 o'clock. Wait for them to get to November Bravo 10, then make the right and left behind them to hold that November Bravo 10.
Copy, let the United proceed to November Bravo 10, then right first, Yankee, hold. Right.
United 965 behind the departing British Airways 350, line up 09 right behind.
Runner behind, 09 right behind the Airbus and
Being ready.
About 30 minutes. Okay.
So the Pittsburgh bound 787, British Airways, roll in now.
4825, real. Thank you, bye.
Eva 135, hello, hold it off, start now, all ready.
hold on to Wilco.
4.5, 6
What a beauty. Super wing flex on that 787.
Eva 914 November, runway 09 right, left takeoff, wind 0606 knots.
Exclusively branded and unavailable jag.
Behind the departing United 777, line up 09 right behind.
And departing United 777 line up 09 right behind the flight attendant.
Eva 203, just taxi forward short of Alpha.
I just look forward to the Alpha, 203, looking at probably another 1 minute.
Okay, is that an accurate 1 minute?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, in that case then, Team Alpha, make
Is that a real 1 minute?
and hold November Bravo 10.
Yeah, hold the November Bravo 10, 203.
Gotta love ATC sometimes.
United 925, runway 09 right, left takeoff, the wind is 0609 knots.
First takeoff 9 right, United 925 heavy.
So we'll let that narrow go because we'll miss the United otherwise. So it's United Airlines 925 off to Washington. 777-200ER, 27 years old. Following that out, we'll have a British Airways A350 1000, that one heading off to Vancouver.
Eva 203, I'm holding traffic back here for you. Are you ready?
Excellent, 203.
Eva 203, as quick as you can then behind company 350, it's on the runway, November 10, line up.
Tower getting
Sit
antsy.
down out behind the 350 on the runway, 203.
Yeah, we're ready.
Eva 5
Are you really ready?
09 right, left takeoff, the wind is 0609 knots.
Echo 09 right, 5 East Yankee.
Engine 21 kilo, good afternoon. Give way to the British Airways 777 and your 1 o'clock, then hold at November Bravo 10.
Right to the British Airways 777 to 1 o'clock and then hold.
Looking good for a nearly 30-something.
Engine 21 kilo behind that departing British Airways 777, line up 09 right behind.
Next out then is the A350 to Vancouver.
09 right behind, but just 21 kilo.
United 925, heading to radar 134.980.
34980, United 925.
Eva 135, start a taxi forward now and then give way to the Virgin at your 10 o'clock and then hold at November Bravo 10 behind it. taxi forward now to Alpha.
Virgin 21 kilo, apologies, we've just had something going on in the cabin. Can you give us a couple of minutes?
Virgin 21 kilo, okay. In that case, if you just taxi straight ahead into link 52, and then make the right and right link 53, short of Alpha.
Okay, straight ahead, link 52, link 53, and hold short of Alpha, Virgin 21 kilo.
You are 135, disregard.
Beautiful A350.
Depart for the moment. Just
That
allow
one
them to
will be
complete the end, and then make the
scooting
left
up the centre of the
Alpha,
UK
November 10,
before
line
turning
up.
left over the Atlantic.
After the Virgin Alpha, number 10, and we're clear to line up 9 right. Check, confirm, 0125.
That's all correct.
Rolling now. It's British Airways 203 to Boston, 777-200.
Yankee on the controls on 19.780.
5780, speed of 5 pitching into Turin. Virgin 21 kilo, the cabin's ready now, if it makes any difference.
Nick Woodward.
21
I
kilo,
feel like the shrimp on the Barbie.
Line up on 9 right.
Pretty time, cleared by November, Bravo 10, line up 9 right, Virgin 21 kilo.
Evo 135 back to the original plan, left turn behind the Virgin, and then when it departs, you can line up on the runway behind it.
After the Virgin departs, clear to line up and wait. 9 right,
Shuttle 6 Foxtrot, you have an estimate of being ready. Okay. Go 203, heading to radar.
Really looking forward to bringing you a couple of these A380s from this position. It's something to behold.
Takeoff, the wind is 0307 knots.
Takeoff to 09 right, many thanks, Virgin 21 kilo.
West 12 kilo, after the British Airways
2 for 1. I didn't even see it. I'll take your word for it.
For 18 Echo, hold it Dasso and report ready.
Hold Dasso, Wilco, shuttle 18
Next out then, another A350 1000. This one, Virgin Atlantic Flight 21, off to Washington.
Tower 10,000, 303, hold short November Bravo, November 3, hold short 09 right.
China 7303, thank you. Hold short of the runway. I will call you 2 minutes.
Hold short runway 10,000, 303.
Swiss 12 kilo, behind departing British Airways 787, line up, 09 right behind, 1 aircraft across the runway ahead of you.
The British Airways 787 on the runway, down from the 09 right, so behind the
It's a sound I haven't heard in a long while. Parakeets, lots of them around this part of London. And now they're making an absolute racket. I wish I hadn't mentioned that, when I. Next out, British Airways to Mumbai, 787-8 Dreamliner.
For 18 Echo, thanks, I'll call you. Cathay 238, hold it November Bravo 10.
November Bravo 10, Cathay 238.
China 7303, November 3, cross runway 09 right.
November 3, cross runway 09 right, 10,000, 303.
6 Foxtrot behind the departing Swiss, line up 09 right behind. 303, continue straight ahead, park 422.
Continue straight ahead, park 422, Chennai Southwest 303.
West 12 kilo, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 0606 knots.
09 right, clear for takeoff.
Cathay 238, behind departing British Airways 320, line up 09 right behind.
Behind you, British Airways 320, behind Cathay and 238.
A couple more short hauls, then our next heavy will be Cathay Pacific. That one A350 1000. We've had a lot of them, haven't we? That one off to Hong Kong. Following that out along the taxiway at the moment, Air Canada 859. That one heading off to Toronto. We've also got a Virgin A330 300 that's going to Manchester. That's got to be a position in flight. We now have two A380s pinging. Both have been pushed back by the looks of things. One of them is the Emirates I mentioned earlier. We've also got a British Airways. That one will be going to Washington.
Canada 859, hello, give way to the Virgin 330.
Jack, exactly that.
Give way to the Virgin 330 and then hold November Bravo 10 at 859.
Good evening there to everyone that's decided to join in to Heathrow Live this evening instead of sitting in an ice bath or directly in front of a fan or aircon. It's very nice to have you along. And of course, the reason we're live on the Tuesday instead of the Wednesday is because, as I've mentioned quite recently, the UK is prone to breaking into heavy thunderstorms following a period of hot weather, and that is exactly the case from tomorrow onwards. So rather than wreck all the equipment with rain, I thought I'd wreck it with overheating. What a choice. Rolling now then is the Cathay Pacific, flight 238 to Hong Kong.
Twist 12 kilo, under control, 133.180.
133.180, goodbye, twist 12 kilo.
Virgin 810 Papa, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 3605 knots.
Takeoff 09 right, Virgin 10.
I should imagine the Virgin following this one, heading up to Manchester, will be up like a rocket.
Air Canada 859, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 0306 knots.
Clear for takeoff 09 right, again, 859.
Rebirth 580 Mike, hello, hold handling and report ready.
Hold.
Cathay 238, control,
05 Whiskey.
Virgin November Bravo, hello, behind B, departing Air Canada, Sierra 5 Whiskey, cross 09 right.
09 Delta, Sierra 5 Whiskey behind Air Canada. November Bravo.
Definitely empty, that one.
Romeo, it is to hold in November Bravo 8 and then behind the departing British Airways on the runway, line up 09 right behind.
Good, behind the departing CA320, line runway 27 right behind. Good, 09 right behind.
718 Echo, the Beaver 580 Mike, second left, lift 52, short of Alpha.
Second left, lift 52, short of Alpha, 2
Virgin 810 Papa, model control, 119.780.
Control 119.780, Virgin 801 Papa Cadet.
Canada A59, heading to radar, 134.980.
Yeah, Canada looking good. In the ever lowering sunshine. We're going to be shooting straight into sun at some point, not too far away.
Virgin November Bravo, left Alpha, hold short of Foxtrot.
So the British Airways A380 winding its way ever closer to the threshold of runway 09 right. We've also got United 921 off to New York on a 767-300. Iran Air A330, that one heading off to Tehran.
Shuttle 18 Echo, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 0208 knots.
09 right, clear for takeoff, shuttle 18.
Virgin November Bravo, contact
The shuttle that's just been given clearance to take off is heading off to Aberdeen. Little A319.
United 921, hold at November Bravo 10.
Hold at November Bravo 10, United 921. And the Emperor,
United 921, okay, don't do that then, just hold position there and let me know when you're
Darren Graham, good evening to you. We're at the Hounslow Urban Farm / Hatton Cemetery. Even though it looks like the back are beyond, we're only half a mile from Myrtle Avenue really, if that. Nick, they did.
Shamrock 17 Romeo, runway 09 right, clear to take off, the wind 3607 knots.
Good stuff, Joseph. Yeah, I picked this spot today purely because of just how blisteringly hot it is. There's a bit of tree cover here. I can have the car next to me and hide under the boot. And although it doesn't give you all the visuals of the airport, you do get some really nice banking departures, especially the big stuff, as I've already mentioned. And we'll see that ever so soon with the A380 that will be departing imminently. Emma, good evening to you. I hope you're well.
Therefore, Charlie Echo, hello. Can you accept a departure via Sierra, November 7? Okay, fine, November 7, line up now on 09 right.
November 7, line up now on 09 right.
Lima 580 Mike Julius CTOT, there'll be a heavy to depart from the Transfer 1 Tango Lima, November 3, cross 09 right now. 18 Echo,
119.780, shuttle 18 Echo, bye-bye.
921, you have an extra bit, forget it.
That one felt like it was heading straight to space. Impossible to track over my head. So apologies for that wobbly one, if it's made anyone feel nauseous. Josegi, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. Caroline Fisher, good evening to you. Welcome along.
Air 4 Charlie Echo from November 7, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, the wind 360 at 6.
So next heavy departure will be Finnair with their A350-900. Beautiful livery. That one heading off to Helsinki.
293, thanks very much.
Interestingly, that one, for such a big aircraft, is taking an intersect departure.
Will be landing traffic now.
348 kilo, we're now ready.
Kilo 348 kilo, thanks. Kilo 348 kilo, make the right and left, and then behind the United, hold it November Bravo 10.
Right, left, behind United, hold November Bravo 10, 233 kilo.
Good day, I'm Erie 5 with you on the ILS 9 right.
35, hello there. Continue approach, you are number 1, there'll be a 320 departing ahead of you in about 60 seconds. The wind is from the north, 7 knots.
Okay, continue approach, number 1, I'm Erie 5. Copy.
Kilo 580, my flight coming out, 6 miles, regular to the station. Charlie Echo, thanks for your help. Under control on 118.825.
Super graceful Finnair A350 900 with a nice lazy left hand bank away from the airport here.
Beaver 580 Mike, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 030, 10 knots.
Perfect, 580 Mike.
Keep an eye out for the heavies because they give us the best departures from this spot. United Airlines in the Star Alliance livery, that one off to New York on a 767-300. Time Lord, good evening to you. Welcome along. What a lovely reason to hop on a plane out of the UK. Congratulations to you. Starting to get a little breezy as we creep into the evening here. Unfortunately, the breeze today with the temperatures we've had just feels like a hairdryer. Not to worry.
580 Mike, under control, 133.180.
133.180, 580 Mike.
United 921 lining up 09 right now.
Scandinavian 528, make the first left now, hold at November Bravo 8.
So as we wait for the United 767 to depart, a couple of things. Firstly, it never ceases to amaze me how clear I can pick up ATC this far from the airport, and yet I can be at Myrtle Avenue or the Renaissance and it will just be a load of white noise. Go figure. Is what it is. And talking of ATC, when you listen to it in the background there, it's amazing just how polite and orderly it all is. And I can't help but thinking how great it would be if we had ATC for roundabouts here in the UK. Vauxhall Mocha, give way to the Ford from your right. So much less road rage. VHF, good evening to you. Using a Uniden 125 XLT, I think it's called. Yes. Quite a popular airband radio.
Scandinavian 528 behind departing British Airways 320, lining up in your 2 o'clock, line up 09 right behind.
Jag, have a good one. Apologies that we couldn't stream for your birthday, but have a great day regardless. Have a beer. Or 5. Have a good one, pal.
Ryanair 710, hello. Are you able November 8 today?
Dreamliner 710, hello.
Ryanair 710, hold November Bravo 8.
Hold November Bravo 8, Ryanair 710.
Report the heading to radar 134.980.
Heading radar 134.980.
34 in kilo, runway 09 right, clear to take off, wind 340, 8 knots.
It was looking very smart, wasn't it? In Star Alliance livery, United 767. Good evening, Angelina. Thank you for gracing the chat with your presence. How are you doing? Next departure, British Airways 348, heading to Nice.
Scandinavian 528 from November 8, 09 right, clear to take off, wind 360 at 10.
09 right, clear to take off, Scandinavian 528.
Trans 25 Alpha Papa, behind departing Scandinavian 320 on the runway to your left, Sierra 7, line up 09 right behind. 293, one intersection, departure ahead, line up and wait 09 right.
Wait 09 right,
The 4 Tango Hotel, hold it Hanley and all ready. The 6 Charlie Tango Hotel, ready. The 6 Charlie Tango after Virgin, right and left, hold November Bravo 10.
After Virgin, right left, hold November Bravo 10.
Trans 25 Alpha Papa from Sierra 7, runway 09 right, clear to take off, wind 360, 10 knots.
9 right, clear to take off, 25 and top.
Yeah, I used to come here a lot for stills.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. And I was talking to the chap here about, I was here for
Yeah, we was.
The 34 in kilo, 133, decimal 1. Ryanair 710 behind departing British Airways 8, line up 09 right behind.
I work for the press as well. Right. So they were doing all the PPE flights coming in. Can you go and do this one? When's it due in? 20 minutes. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Earning for it.
Shuttle 6 Juliet, good afternoon. Hold it, Dasso, and report ready. American 135, give way to the Ryanair and then hold at November Bravo 10.
Ready the Ryanair and then hold at November Bravo 10, American 135.
The 4 Tango Hotel, second left to link 52 and hold short of Alpha.
I live here. I live 5 minutes.
So in that case, please clear and give way to the top.
And I'm back. Absolutely delighted to meet Darren Graham Photography, who's just popped by with a couple of nice cold cans for me. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Darren. Lovely to meet you. And we are just in time now for the A380 departure, British Airways, flight 293. That one off to Washington. What a lovely chap Darren is. Great to meet people, put faces to names. Happens very regularly these days, so that's lovely.
American 135, just going to change a few things. Just hold there and I'll move you up shortly.
American 135,
25, hold here. 23 X-ray behind departing Iran Air 330, lining up on your left.
Nick Woodward.
Right behind.
Audis and yeah, Beamers.
Got 6 Charlie Tango behind departing Virgin in front, line up 09 right behind.
Right, let's get this beautiful A380.
Got 35 Mike, hold it November Bravo 8.
November Bravo 8, clear with 35 Mike.
Lufthansa 2 Victor Romeo, hold November Bravo 8.
Lufthansa 2 Victor Romeo, we hold short November Bravo 8.
Lot 2 Echo Yankee, hold November Bravo 8.
Hold November Bravo 8, Lot 2 Echo Yankee.
Runway 710, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, the wind from the north, 10 knots.
How good does that look? Always look like they're moving in slow motion because of their massive size. Beautifully relaxed right hand bank on departure. Wolves, the king indeed. All hail. What a beautiful aircraft. Next out, Iran Air to Tehran. This one, an A330-200.
6 Juliet, thanks. Virgin 23 X-ray, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 360, 7 knots.
Takeoff 9 right, Virgin 23 X-ray.
American 135, give way to the British Airways 320 in your 12 o'clock that's nose to nose with you, then hold November Bravo 10.
Tower 10 of
Now I wish I could say the planes are suffering massive turbulence and that's why they're bobbing around the screen. It's just my dodgy camera work. Got sweat dripping down from my hat. Woe is me.
Heathrow Tower, good afternoon, Etihad 57 X-ray Super, turning left to hold short 9 for November 4 Echo.
Etihad 57 X-ray, hold short of the runway, 3 minutes, I will call you.
So once again, a couple more short hauls, and then the next heavy will be American Airlines Flight 135 to LAX. That one a 777-300. And I'm sure you'll forgive me if I break for a few seconds to get a drink.
23 X-ray, heading to radar now, please, 134980.
34980, Virgin 23 X-ray.
710, London Control, 120 decimal 530.
120 decimal 530, runner 710, good day.
American 135 behind departing British Airways 320, line up 09 right behind.
Behind the British Airways 320, line up 9 right behind American 135.
6 Juliet, colleague just creeping forward on your left as they cap, wait for them to join from the left and hold in November Bravo 10.
Oscar, colleague on the left, hold November Bravo 10.
2 Kilo, hello, hold it Oscar and report ready.
Hello, Oscar, ready, 2 Kilo.
Joe, I'll be up shortly. Evo 736 behind departing American, line up and wait 9 right behind them, you have 380 to cross the runway in front.
American,
Welcome to today's show, Vishal. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us.
Evo 4 Tango Hotel, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 360, 5 knots.
That was a British Airways short haul to Nice. Straight over the top again.
American 135, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, wind 360, 6 knots.
09 right, clear for takeoff.
If I'm hubster, Angelina, does that make you wifester? Doesn't sound as good, does it? We'll stick with wifey, shall we? I'm doing okay.
Charlie Tango, contact number is 4133.180.
133.180, 6 Charlie Tango.
6 Juliet behind departing company A320, line up runway 09 right behind.
Charlie Company A320, line up 9 right behind.
Before Tango Hotel, contact limited 4120.530.
10530.
Jet 57 X-ray, contact ground 121.905. 121.905, Jet 57 X-ray today.
Big contrast in the liveries at this time of day. Plane virtually silhouetted already on takeoff.
34980.
And then as it catches the sun, looking very pretty indeed. Ooh, pretty. Another little run of short hauls. Lining up for departure now. British Airways 736 to Geneva.
Behind departing company A320 on your right side, line up runway 09 right behind via November Bravo 8.
Behind the departing company on our right, line up runway 09 right behind via November Bravo 8, Lima 3599.
6 Juliet, runway 09 right,
clear for takeoff, surface wind 030 degrees, 7 knots.
Take off 9 right,
Delta 2 Victor Romeo behind departing British Airways A320 via November Bravo 8, line up runway 09 right behind. The 355 Mike from November Bravo 8, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 020 degrees, 7 knots.
Takeoff 09 right, Uber 35 Mike.
The 736, contact level control 133.180.
133.180 is return to Victor.
Directly Yankee behind departing Lufthansa A320 via November Bravo 8, line up runway 09 right behind.
That was the British Airways shuttle service heading off to Glasgow. Short flight of an hour or so for that one. Once again, very warm welcome to all those that have chosen to join us, spend some time with us this beautiful summer's evening. If you're watching from the UK, I hope you're managing to stay nice and cool. I wish I was staying nice and cool. It's been a hot one, hasn't it?
Delta 2 Victor Romeo, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 360 degrees, 7 knots. Got 60 there, contact level control 119.1780.
Rolling for departure now, Lufthansa 2479, that's heading off to Munich. We'll let that one go.
First left, then right, hold November Bravo 8.
Left and right, and hold November Bravo 8.
This is lot 280 on a 737 MAX 8, heading back to Warsaw.
The 370 there behind departing Qatar. 320 by November Bravo 8, line behind. November 7 departure.
Well, we will need 30 seconds, 7 Charlie.
7 Charlie, Roger, hold November 7 before ready.
November 7.
Delta 2 Victor Romeo, contact level control 120.530.
053, Lufthansa 2 Victor Romeo.
Mark 723, Roger.
kilo, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind is 150 degrees, 5 knots.
Let's lift over 9 knots.
Good 46, left hold, November Bravo. Behind the parking company, 777, November Bravo, Dreamliner, runway 09 right behind. Good 426, behind the parking company, 777, 5 November Bravo 8, line up runway 09 right behind.
Another Max 8, that one Royal Air Maroc, looking beautiful in the sunshine as it banks away from Heathrow. Next heavy departure then, British Airways flight 179. That one's heading off to JFK on a 777-300.
With 372, yeah, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 160 degrees, 6 knots.
Takeoff, 09 TV.
Mark 801 Foxtrot, contact limit control 134.125.
134.125, Mark 801 Foxtrot point.
Scandinavian 723, give way to the British Airways at 12 o'clock. Correction, channel.
Darren Graham, that was very kind of you, very much appreciated. Breeze 1470. It's not for everybody. I have done 1 or 2 streams from this location before. I picked it today because I really only had a choice of 2 spots here at Heathrow, and it's blisteringly hot here today. The only other choice would have been with absolutely no shelter from the sun, and I probably would have ended up in hospital. So I took the lesser of 2 evils. What is nice about this location with the heavier stuff is the nice low climb outs. We saw it with the British Airways A380 a little bit earlier on today.
2 kilo, contact limit control 119.780.
Level 119.780, have a nice day.
Delta 4 Hotel, can you accept November 7th departure?
How long will it take?
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Delta 4 Hotel, hold November 7th.
As you can see there, as we followed that 777-300, do get some nice banking climb outs from the southern runway.
With 426, runway 09 right, clear for
Yo
takeoff,
Kennedy, good evening to you.
40 degrees, 5 knots.
Have a great flight.
09 right, clear takeoff,
Hopefully you'll land at this end before the bad weather moves in.
4.980.
Do have a few weather warnings for the next few days here in the UK.
With 718 behind departing Air Lingus A320 on your left, line up runway 09 right behind, there's an intersection departure ahead of you.
Okay, after the Air Lingus, we're going to line up and wait 09 right at November 10th, and copy the intersection. Meadows 718.
Scandinavian 78 Charlie behind departing Air Lingus A320, line up runway 09 right behind via November 7th. Departing Air Lingus, we'll line up 09 right behind November 7th, Scandinavian 78 Charlie.
This is British Airways 426 heading off to Naples. This an A321neo.
And the correction, number 733, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff on November Bravo.
Another one straight over the top of the camera.
Mauritius 551, hold short of runway 09 right.
Yeah, this spot really comes into its own for the heavies, that's for sure. And the next heavy departure will be British Airways 95, that one heading off to Montreal. on a Dreamliner -8.
Line control 133 decimal 180 speedbird 4267 nice evening, sir.
It's amazing when you look at flight radar just how many of the smaller ones jump in front.
Take care. Good to meet you. Yeah, you too. Bills and that. Jay. I can see your DJing background has come into the fore. Something like that. You've got to be able to do it, haven't you? Yeah, yeah. Take care.
Another lovely aviation enthusiast coming to say hello. I was having a quick chat with him before we went live. Next to depart will be Scandinavian 1516 heading off to Copenhagen on an A320 Neo. Oh. Can't get them right every time, can we?
Hotel from November 7, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 090 degrees, 11 knots. And then 87,
David Bone, good evening to you. That sounds like an amazing setup. Not jealous at all. Nick Woodward, that's bonkers, isn't it? Dr. Asim Khan, good evening to you. Welcome along.
6 November Charlie, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 090 degrees, 11 knots.
I think that clearance was for the British Airways 787 to Montreal.
Runway 101 behind departing British Airways 787 at the threshold. Via November 4 Echo, cross runway 09 right behind. Under 787 British Airways, cross runway 09. Well, you think on right, runway 101.
180, speedbird 718, thanks, bye.
79019.
June says 701, confirm your frequency.
Ready, UNICEF.
It says 79019 up and wait, runway 09 right, there's traffic crossing the runway ahead of you.
Line up and wait, runway 09 right,
8 Mike, line up and wait, runway 09 right, there's an interception departure ahead of you.
Another super departure by the Brie Dreamliner there. Lots of planes vying position. If you can see flight radar, you know exactly what I mean. A battle for the ages. Looks like Tunis Air has won for the next departure. That one an intersect. It's an A320 Neo heading off to Tunis.
From Sierra 7, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff. Surface wind 080 degrees, 13 knots.
For takeoff 09 right, Sierra 7
137 Yankee behind departing bridge.
Good effort, Doctor Asim. Just gone midnight. Well done, you. Keeping it real with the aviation. Raskas, good evening to you. Welcome back.
Good 820, first left, hold November Bravo 8.
Gotta love a lurker. So as we're waiting for our next departure to show itself above the houses and the trees, there we go. You join us this evening catching departures, climb outs and banking turns from all the traffic leaving Heathrow from the southern runway. That is 09 right. That one takes the prize. They're going the most directly over my head so far today. And that was an intersect. Blimey. Must be light.
Yankee, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 080 degrees, 13 knots. Alright, clear for takeoff, 130 Yankee. Tunis Air 791, contact level control 133.180.
133.180 by Tunis Air 791.
So as you could hear there from the ATC, giving clearance for takeoff, Virgin 137 to JFK, that one an A350 1000. Super graceful A350 departure, Virgin Atlantic. So looking ahead to future heavy departures. Got British Airways 787-9 heading to Mali. Delta A380 Neo, that one going off to JFK. Cathay Pacific, we saw their A350 earlier. Next one is a 777-300 from the south side, Terminal 4. Kenya Airways with their Dash 8 Dreamliner. And mixed in with all of that is a whole a whole bunch of short hauls. First of which is British Airways 820 to Copenhagen.
November Bravo 10 for Cathay 250. The 3 Foxtrot Papa, runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 090 degrees 13 knots.
Nick Woodward appreciating the Virgin A350 departure. Thank you. Shaping up to be another fantastic London sunset here at Heathrow Airport. Starting to get a lot more colour low down in the sky.
Behind departing British Airways A319, line up runway 09 right behind. There's an intersection departure ahead of you. Bid 820, contact limit control 118.825. 118.825, bid 820. 101 behind, heading departing British Airways A319, flying runway 65 Kilo Lima, hold November Bravo 8. Hold November Bravo 8. The 312, right then left, hold November Bravo 10. Right then left, November Bravo 1. The 3 Foxtrot Papa, contact limit control
2 stubby little Airbuses in a row, the second of which taking the left-hand bank to head north. Next out then, Kenya Airways with their Dash 8 Dreamliner heading off to Nairobi.
946, contact limit control 118.825.
118.825, should be the 946.
Good 7, Romeo Lima, first right, then left, hold November Bravo 10. Runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 090 degrees at 11, maximum 21 knots. Clear to line right, open 4W.
Super colourful Kenya Airways Dreamliner. Rolling now. Delta 4 heading to JFK on a 330 Neo.
Kenya on ground.
Runway 09 right, clear for takeoff, surface wind 090 degrees, 12 knots.
Delta with a super early right hand bank.
Delta 4, report you're heading to Heathrow, 134.980.
Lining up for departure now. Cathay Pacific Flight 250. This one off to Hong Kong on a 777-300.
Second left from November Bravo 10
Let's go with that, David Bone. A pair of airby. James Davies, good evening to you. Welcome along to a super boiling hot Heathrow Airport.
On the line 664 behind departing Logan Air ATR on your left hand side, 507, line up runway 09 right behind. On line 664, your traffic is a Logan Air ATR.
Logan ATR, line up runway 09 right.
Lovely departure, Cathay Pacific, heading back east. James, yeah, I think most of us would be quite happy to have a break in the weather, won't we? I was talking about it earlier about how we moan how it's never warm enough. We don't get proper summers. You hear it every year, don't you? And then when we do get hit with a bit of heat, we don't like it. Next departure will probably be at 20,000 feet by the time it gets to us. Little ATR, Logan Air heading off to Dundee.
120,530, Cathay 250, good day.
Charlie, actually just making it right turn, yeah, perfect, thank you.
Right down,
Thank you.
Line 664 from 07, runway 09 right, clear to take off, surface wind 090 degrees at 10, maximum 21 knots. With 7 Romeo Lima behind departing the A320, line up runway 09 right behind.
way up there. Rolling now, Air Astana, A321neo. This one going back to Aktau. What was I saying on the last show? Every show seems to be punctuated by blue lights and sirens. And yet again, we're greeted by the sirens.
KLM 770, the rolling please cross line right now, November 5 Whiskey.
Okay, November 5 Whiskey to cross the Dreamliner, keep it around.
As we look at flight radar right now, there are no fewer than 11 aircraft vying for a slot to get on the runway. It's quite the line-up, that one. In amongst them is British Airways 61, 787-9. That one going to Mali. You have Turkish 777 heading back to Istanbul. BA 99, that's an A350 going to Toronto. Next departure though, British Airways 312 to Oman. That's an A320neo.
One to Qatar, give way to Turkish 777 and slight right left, hold November Bravo 10.
Give way to Turkish, right left, hold November Bravo 10, should have one feedback.
Seabed 7 Romeo Lima, take off 9 right, Wind is 11011, maximum 21. Contact on control 120, decimal 530, bye-bye.
120, decimal 530, 313, bye-bye.
Give it 99, just pull forward 7, hold link 51. Pull forward, hold the speed. Runway 9 right, clear to take off, speed right, 61.
Rolling now then is the Dash 9 Dreamliner, British Airways 61.
Now you can do the right and left, hold November Bravo 10 now. On the right, hold November Bravo 5 clear for takeoff 9 right, 100 10 knots.
Lovely shallow departure climb from the British Airways Dreamliner. More short hauls pushing in front of the Turkish that's waiting patiently. First of those, TAP Air Portugal. That one heading off to Lisbon.
Thank you. Thank you a sec. Speedbird 61, contact level control 120.530, bye-bye.
Speedbird 61, 120.530, good day.
Speedbird the 690, Papa behind next flying Turkish 777 line up, line right, by November Bravo behind. Turkish 777 line up, November Bravo 8 is on there, on the right behind. 440 kilo. 440 kilo, go ahead. 440 kilo, keep it a company A320 Neo, just crossing you left to right, then hold November Bravo 10.
Wait, the company 320 left to right, then hold November Bravo 10, 240.
Give with the company Airbus, just holding a Dassault when you're about 1 o'clock, and then hold November Bravo 10.
Okay, give way to the company 320 that's just coming out of Dassault now, and then hold them November Bravo 10, speedbird 99.
Thank you.
Okay, Turkish finally managed to find a slot for a takeoff roll. That one, 777-300 ER, heading back to Istanbul.
Shuttle 1 back behind, running Swiss A321 on your left, line up on 09 right behind.
Up Swiss A321, cleared line up, 09 right, November Bravo 10 9. Shuttle 1 back.
Portugal 57, whiskey contact on control 134, decimal 125, bye-bye.
4125, Bosch 57, wishing, bye.
We're 680, build November Bravo 8.
Hey, clear, this is.
You left turn now, hold November Bravo 8.
Turkish triple, banking off to the right. Blimey, did I blow your eardrums then? Clean up on aisle 5.
Thank you very much.
Next out, Swiss A321 Neo, This one heading off to Zurich. Following that, a British Airways shuttle, short trip up to Newcastle.
Moving up, are you ready for departure? Heathrow 680. Okay, so the 350 is moving up, so left turn, hold November Bravo 8. Left November Bravo 8.
Welcome, Vina. Thank you for spending some time with us here at Heathrow on this glorious summer's evening.
Heathrow 680 behind this departing company A321 for full length, line up from November 10, line up 9 right by November Bravo 8 behind. November Bravo 8 behind. Come off the agreement. Give it to British Airways, Airbus A380 to your right. Heathrow 680, clear takeoff 9 right on November 8, the wind is 10010. Clear takeoff 9 right. Come on 3 Yankee behind departing British Airways A320, line up 9 right by November Bravo 8 behind. Come on 3 Yankee Romeo. 3 Yankee Romeo confirmed clear to line up behind the British Airways on the right by November Bravo 8 behind, confirmed. The one on your left, the one on the runway. The one on the left, come on 3 Yankee. Take a line up. With 6 man, 29 November Whiskey, hold on November Bravo 8. November Bravo 8, you're in November Whiskey. Come on 3 Yankee Romeo from November Bravo 8, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 100 degrees 8 knots. Clear takeoff and then a right, Shamrock, 3 Yankee Romeo. 26 Hotel behind, departing Air Lingus on the left, line up on 9 right behind. ID 820 Air Lingus, line up and behind, runway 095, 230. 442 kilo behind, departing company A320 heavy, line up on 9 right behind. Behind the departing company 320 and line up on 9 right behind, clear 442. Cathay and Delta 26 Hotel, clear takeoff 09 right, the wind is 1009 knots. Takeoff runway 09 right.
Let that next one go.
0972, give way to the company 350 and then hold November Bravo 10. 0972.
Send that through again.
0972, give way to the company 350
Joseph,
and then hold November Bravo 10.
you're very keen to know when I go to Dubai. We're flying on the 16th, away for a week. Sorry to keep you waiting. Bina, thanks for the update.
Hello, Sky Night 10. Go Sky Night 102, hold short 9 right, call you back. Hold short 09 right, Sky Night 10. Give it 442 kilo, clear takeoff 09 right, the wind is 100 degrees 8 knots. Give takeoff 09 right, clear 4. Links 29 November Whiskey behind the next departing British Airways A320, line up on 9 right, by November Bravo 8 behind. Links 29 November Whiskey behind departing British Airways, line November Bravo 8, line up 9 right,
So British Airways flight 99 to Toronto on an A350 1000. Looks like it's going to be our next heavy departure. As mentioned by Vina in the chat, we have an Emirates 777-300 waiting to go back to Dubai. And over at Terminal 4 on the south side, the Etihad A380 is now pinging on radar, so hopefully we'll see some movement from that one shortly.
Going 29 November Whiskey from November Bravo 8, set takeoff 9 right, the wind is 100, being 10 knots.
Going 29 November Whiskey, runway 29 right, clear to you.
Airbus 26 Hotel, contact on control 120, decimal 530, bye-bye.
120, 530, feedback, bye-bye.
Table 9, 7, behind fighting company 350, line up the 9 right.
Flight company 350, line up the way, 09 right up.
Straight ahead.
Nick Woodward, classic. We've all done that on computer or phone screens, haven't we? Where there's something that we're just not expecting to be there, and you think it's a bit of dust or a crack on the screen, God forbid.
18825, first bit 442 kilo, banner. Seabird 1, discuss. Must 2, hold November Bravo 8.
November Bravo 8, to hold, Emirates 48.
Kilo 93 Bravo, hold November Bravo 8. Hold November Bravo 8, Bravo. 6 1 0 Tango, hold November Bravo 8.
Directly through the sun. Couldn't see it for toffee.
Runway 102 behind this departing British Airways, Airbus A380, cross 09 right via November Bravo 3 behind.
Behind departing British Airways A350, cross runway 09 right behind via November Bravo 3 behind 10.
Runway 102, straight ahead, 420, contact ground 11905.
1905, straight ahead to 420, straight
12. 972, clear takeoff 9 right, the wind is 09012.
9 right, clear to take off, Seabird 972.
99 heading to Heathrow departure, 134, decimal 980, bye-bye.
British Airways 350, kind enough to avoid going directly through the sun that time.
Shuttle Quebec before ready for departure.
There was me talking about replacing StatCam with a newer camera. I keep shooting into the sun with this one. That might be the replacement for this.
42 behind the next departing British Airways, Boeing 777, line up 9 right, November Bravo 8 behind.
9 right, November Bravo 8 behind.
It's got one more short haul. There's British Airways 319 to Hamburg. That's rolling now. Following that one, a couple of heavies. First off, British Airways 183 to JFK. That one a 777-200. Should be nice and noisy. Then we have the Emirates Bigfoot 777-300 off to Dubai.
Line 90 Bravo behind departing Airbus 777, line up 9 right, November Bravo 8 behind. November Bravo 8, line up and wait behind.
So the British Airways 777-200 on the roll now. Interestingly, the 777-300 of Emirates using an intersect departure. So that's either not got very many on board, or it'll be a lovely low climb out for us.
42 from November Bravo 8, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 08013.
Clear to take off 9 right, Emirates 42.
Like Quebec ready. Thank you sir, shuttle 8 Quebec. Right, left, hold and November Bravo 10. Right, left, hold and November Bravo 10, right, Quebec. Heading to Heathrow 134, that's 1980, that was across the subway. Heading to Heathrow 134, 980, seatbelt 183, thank you, bye. LM680, Lima behind the next departing Brussels Airlines A320, line up 9 right, via Sierra 7 behind. Behind, we now lining up Brussels Airlines from beginning, line up Sierra 7 and 09 right, behind LM680. This one here, good afternoon, Iberia 3167 heavy.
Beautiful Emirates triple departure there.
42, contact London 120.530, good night.
London 120.530, thank you, Emirates 40.
Line 93, Bravo, clear for takeoff 9 right, 10011.
Qatar Airways A350 is now making its way along the southern taxiway for departure. We also have Nippon Airways 777-300, that one off to Tokyo, also taxiing. Before those, we've got an Iberian A330, that will be heading off to Madrid, and a British Airways Dash 8 Dreamliner to Delhi. Before those, 5 or 6 short hauls. The first of them being Brussels Airlines, heading back to Brussels.
LM68 Lima from Sierra 7, clear to takeoff 9 right, surface wind is 100, 11 knots. From KLM, 680. Shuttle 8, Quebec behind departing 5th A220 from November Bravo, line up 9 right, November Bravo. Behind departing 5th A220, line up west, over 09 right, November Bravo. Number behind, starting company AC19, line up 9 right behind, there will be heavy, departure heavy, even further down the runway.
Right, line behind me, company AC19 ahead, and copy the heavy
It's
down.
going to be a lovely sunset again. That was the spotty Brussels Airbus.
Bravo, contact London 120.530, bye-bye.
Next out, E95 from KLM. That one going back to Amsterdam.
Are you ready for departure?
Excellent, sir. Qatar and Ana ready.
We'll call you back in a couple of minutes. Stand by. Roger. Straight ahead now. Hold
left off link 52, hold for the Alpha, W18 up.
Chevrolet Quebec, clear for takeoff 9 right, surface wind is 08011 knots. Clear for takeoff 09 right, Chevrolet Quebec. Carry 9 Juliet behind the next departing, British Airways A380, line up 9 right, Sierra 7 behind.
Everybody, British Airways 319, line up runway 09 right on Sierra 7 behind Qatar design as well.
Wings 5 up, see behind departing British Airways A320, line up 9 right behind. Set ahead, number Bravo 1. KLM 6 Lima, contact control 1-8.5 over.
1-8.5, goodbye, KLM 6 Lima.
Amazing visuals as that little Swiss A220 passed directly in front of the setting sun here at Heathrow Airport. So from ATC we could hear that the next heavy departure will be the Qatar Airways A350.
Shuttle 166, take a bit of the Austrian A320, then hold November Bravo 1. Make your way to the
Just getting back into the chat. Vina. Thankfully, another viewer, Darren Graham, who was nearby, came by and dropped off a nice couple of cans of cold drink, which was a lovely gesture. So I'm definitely keeping hydrated. Axis Productions, good evening to you. Yeah, we're in for a treat, aren't we, as the sun sets in the next hour or so.
Left Alpha, hold at Hawk Island 10.
Qatari 9 Juliet, contact land control 120.530, bye-bye.
0.530 Qatari 9, good day.
The Qatar took full advantage of being at T4 on the south side, where there's a lot less traffic. Bertie boys, thanks for the update on the Emirates 380. Much appreciated. So for those ever eager to know my flight plans, we fly out to Dubai on Saturday the 17th, returning a week later.
Wing 5 Alpha Whiskey, clear for takeoff 9 right, 09011 knots. Shuttle 166 at behind starting Austrian, line up 9 right behind.
Angelina, I thought you'd long gone.
Delta 10, we have to maintain the frequency.
Quebec 1 Papa, 18 Papa, give way. ground, take off 9 right, the wind is 09011. Give a 257 behind departing company A320, contact you, line up on 9 right behind.
Behind the departing company A320 instruct, line up and wait 09 right behind, Seabird 257.
Seabird 482, contact contact, control 133, decimal 180, bye-bye.
133, 180, Seabird 482, contact 001. 8.
Cattle 166 at take off 09 right, the wind is 10011 knots. Please take off 9 right, show 166. Cattle 187 behind departing 787, line up on 9 right behind.
Behind departing.
Some lovely breeze at last here.
Area 3167, taxi straight ahead, left hand on Alpha, hold November Bravo 13.
Joseph, I've got no idea when I'll do a show. I'm just looking forward to going on holiday, if I'm honest. I will post it on the channel ahead of time. Next heavy departure, British Airways 257. That one heading off to Delhi on a 787-8. Got one more short haul before that. Takeoff clearance then for the British Airways Dreamliner.
Take the second left turn, so you're seeing Delta Yankee. To link 5 to left turn to the right, link 5 to functional 500 Yankee, 1 from there. Shuttle 166, Hotel Control, woman 9, F 170. 9780, show 166 here. Area 3167 behind departing British Airways 1819, line up on 9 right in.
Hi, British Airways 319, line up on wait. 09 right at November Bravo 10 behind, radio 3167 heavy.
Thanks, Roy.
Seabird 261, straight ahead, left Alpha, hold November Bravo 10, but give way to the opposite, Iberia Airbus.
Amazing views there as that Dreamliner cut through the edge of the sun. Beautiful colours in the sky now.
Shuttle 18, Papa Cliff, take off 9 right, surface wind is wild, 09011 knots. Iberia 31 Delta Yankee behind, departing company A350, line up 9 right behind.
Behind the Iberia company, line up and wait, runway 09 right behind, Iberia 31 Delta Yankee.
So the Iberia A330-200 heading off to Madrid, now lining up.
Iberia 3167, clear for takeoff 9 right, surface wind is 09011 knots.
Clear for takeoff 09 right, Iberia 3167 heavy.
Hold it on 212.
Go ahead and put 212.
On 212, give way to British Airways 787 on the right and hold November Bravo 10.
Okay, give way to Seabird and hold Bravo November 10, only from 212.
confirmed. The aircraft is British Airways 787 or 1 o'clock.
Okay, 787, please,
Give 212, you can start taxi forward now, please. Please Scandinavian 81 to hold November Bravo 8.
November Bravo 8, Scandinavian 81.
Shuttle 18 Papa, contact on control 119.780, bye.
19780, Shuttle 18 Papa, bye.
Scandinavian 812 behind the next departing Iberia A320, line up line right, November Bravo 8 behind.
Behind the Iberia A320, we'll line up and wait November Bravo 8 behind, Scandinavian 81.
Left Alpha, hold.
Gracias, adiós.
Iberia 31 Delta Yankee, clear to take off 9 right, surface wind is 100 degrees at 10 knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 09 right, Iberia 31 Delta Yankee.
1212, are you able to move forward slightly?
1221.
We're 261 after departing Scandinavian A320 from November Bravo 8, line up 9 right, November Bravo 10 behind.
Off the Scandinavian lining up by November Bravo 8, clear to line up 09 right by November Bravo 10, speed 221.
Scandinavian 812, November Bravo 8, clear for takeoff 9 right, the surface wind is 09012 knots.
Clear for takeoff 09 right, Scandinavian 812.
Shamrock 1 Yankee Golf on November Bravo 8.
November Bravo 8.
Nice little 2 for 1 there. One disappearing on takeoff, one in the background landing, silhouetted against the setting sun. Next departure on the southern runway 09 right will be Scandinavian 812 to Oslo, that one an A320 Neo. Following that out, British Airways 261 to Islamabad, that one a Dreamliner -8.
About 200, hold up Walker, I will call you back.
Hold up Walker, not 200.
Give it 261, clear to take off 9 right, the surface wind is 08012 knots.
Take off 09 right.
Figure 31 Delta Yankee, contact on control 134, decimal 125, after level.
134, 125, gracias, adiós, Iberia 31 Delta Yankee.
Hotel 105, runway 09 right by now from
3105, thank you, hold short, call you back in a second. Behind the cross
runway 09 behind, going to 105.
Scandinavian 812, contact on control 118.825, bye-bye.
118.825, Scandinavian 812, good night.
Clip on 212, commit the left hand now, hold short,
Kuwait, 105, taxi straight ahead, contact ground again, 121, decimal 905, 11.
Head 121, 905, today.
Wow, that was awesome. What a great shot that is. Virtually bang over the control tower. It's like it was meant to be.
Line up 9 right, November Bravo 10, Alpha 21.
261, London control 120.530 by now.
120.530, Mike, 261.
554 behind, finding only Nippon, line up 9 right behind.
Next heavy departure will be the ANA 777-300ER, heading off to Tokyo. Paul's hijinks, good evening. You've joined at the perfect time really, haven't you? Beautiful sunset here at Heathrow.
1212, clear for takeoff 09 right, 720 is 10011 knots.
Clear for takeoff 9 right, only for 212.
Allow 210, hold November Bravo 10.
Hold November Bravo 10, allow 210.
Confirm, hold November Bravo 10.
November Bravo 10, allow 210.
Following the ANA triple for departure, barring any short haul intersects, will be British Airways 55 heading off to Johannesburg.
Heading to Heathrow 134, that's 1980, bye-bye.
134, 980, heading Shamrock. When you go up.
Shell 14 Papa, take the second left turn on the next 52, hold short of Alpha.
To left, also Alpha, Shell 14 Papa.
Five golf, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 10011 knots.
Takeoff 9 right, speed with 5 contact.
Shuttle 40 behind the departing allow, line up on 9 right behind 1 November Bravo 10.
Departing allow, line up 9 right, stay behind 5 November Bravo
Blimey, what a thundering departure that was. Fantastic noise. Thank you, ANA.
There's 1212, contact under control 120, that's 1530, bye-bye.
120, decimal 530, 1.212, bye-bye.
Oh yes, 2 stonking 777 departures back to back. I think I've picked me off another one of those starburst shots with the sun in the background, like we did with the Qantas A380 at the weekend.
So we'll vacate next left November Bravo 8, not 10.
And then hold November Bravo 10 again, thank you. Just need to extend your slot time slightly.
Okay, in the hold again at November Bravo 10.
Interesting that LL are flying their 737-900 back to Tel Aviv. That one waiting to depart now.
So thank you.
55 12 under control now, 133.180, bye-bye. 33180, speedbird 55, cross.
So still on stands, but pinging on radar. We've got Emirates 32, that's an A380. That will be heading back to Dubai. Taxiing, we've got Qatar 12. That one going back to Doha on a 777-300. The Etihad hasn't pushed back yet. That's an A380 going back to Abu Dhabi. And just pushing back now, Korean Air 747-8. All hail the Queen. Some really good stuff to look forward to as the sun sets here at Heathrow.
Thank you. Just hold position there now, I'll call you back.
Position just to confirm at November Papa 10.
Hold where you are now.
Okay, holding the current position and I'll
Are you going Echo Fox? Can you take 11 break from there? Wings, Echo Fox to the cover. Just left turn line up 9 right now. See the SZ on the Bravo 8. You're in Echo Fox.
Bravo 8, 109. Alright, so I have a room of Bravo 8. You're in Echo Fox.
Loud 210, hold on November 10 again, thank you.
Hold on November 10 and I'll talk to you.
Got one for Papa, give us the operation allow, then hold on November 10.
Give us the operation 7.
Turn up 9 right, November Bravo 10 and I'll do one.
Second Fox, take off 9 right, the wind is 10011 now.
9 right, second Fox,
Got one for Papa behind, finding LR, line up on 9 right behind.
Starting LR, line up and read 9 right behind, so 1 for Papa.
Of course, I think it's worth a mention that there is zero chance of rain during this show. For probably the first time ever, I can say with absolute confidence there's not going to be any rain. Although I could do with some.
Forward, I can wait to the Airbus, so they're going to hold 354.
354, hold November Bravo 10, giving it to the opposite direction of British Airways, Airbus.
Hold November Bravo 0, holding. Yeah, if they can wait.
Joseph Dixon, you're welcome. I love these evening shows.
Unfortunately, our cabin is not ready, so we need to vacate the runway 1 second.
Airbus not ready?
We'll be ready in 1 or 2 minutes if it's acceptable.
Just confirm what's not ready?
Our cabin is not ready right. If it's okay, we can stay 1 minute and then I'll tell you.
Negative, so I need to get you off. So just give way to that Virgin, take a left turn at November 8 again.
Give way to the Virgin, then turn again, that's the one to go.
Shuttle 4, direct contact with 419.7, bye-bye.
978, over.
Behind 5, British Airways A320, line up at 9 right behind.
Behind the flying British Airways A320, line up way behind, so it's 354.
Next check, Fox, contact under control, 118.825, bye-bye.
118, that's my 825, you're wings 2 Echo Fox, goodbye.
Nick Woodward, thank you ever so much. Definitely would be iced coffee. Much appreciated. £4.99 super chat. It's very generous, thank you.
Roger, hold November Bravo 10. Got a wonderful flight 11, take off 9 right, the wind is 10011 knots.
Take off 9 right, 1 for Papa.
Mentioned it a bit earlier, but it's really nice to have clear ATC for a change. You get to hear all the back and forth, little disputes between cockpit crew and the tower, the latest of which was the Qatar, who clearly isn't ready, but wanted to say we're kind of ready. so they wouldn't have to wait any longer. Brilliant. What was interesting about that little exchange is that when you're on these aircraft and you just sat there, you kind of think the issue is in the cockpit or with the tower. But as we heard there, the cockpit were more than ready. It was the cabin that wasn't.
Ian 605, hold on November Bravo 8.
Okay, hold on November Bravo 8 to Jan 305.
You got 31 times taxi straight ahead now, and keep waiting for the company Airbus is pulling out me right at 1 o'clock, and hold on November Bravo 10.
Hold on straight ahead, keep waiting for the company head from right to left, and then hold on. Thank you.
British Airways wearing the One World livery. That's a proper tongue twister, isn't it? Wearing the One World livery. Virgin Atlantic next up, 787-9 Dreamliner heading off to Mumbai. Leanne, good evening. I'm assuming from your logo you're checking in from Scotland. Maybe, maybe not. Welcome along. You've joined at a beautiful time of the evening. Lots of colour in the sky now. Sometimes you just have to say wow. What a beautiful departure. Nick Woodward using a scanner. I was saying earlier, I can be right up. Like at the Renaissance, you're probably as close to the tower from a spotting location as you'll get. And it's always full of static. Pretty much the same at Myrtle Avenue. On the south side, by the SO garage is okay. But this, even though it's half a mile away from the airport, is by far the best reception. Go figure.
Cathay and Delta, take off 9 right, the wind is 10011 knots. Give it 916 November, behind us running 777, line up 9 right behind.
This is LL's 737-900. Not sure that I've ever seen a 900 series 737 before. Next out, in One World livery, British Airways Flight 31, heading off to Hong Kong on a 777-200. So Etihad still at gate, although the Korean 747-8 is now on the move.
Contact London 120530.
12050, thank you for the answer.
Delta Delta, contact London 419.780, bye.
19.78, shot 2 Delta, taxi out, good night.
In France 12 November Delta, behind the next departing British Airways, 320, line up 9 right, 07 behind. November clear for takeoff 9 right, the surface wind is 100 with a 9 knots. And the Logan 90 Yankee behind departing British Airways, Airbus line up 9 right behind, there will be 1 expected departure ahead of you.
Behind the British Airways, Airbus line up and wait behind, and there will be an
Got a lovely gaggle of heavies trying to bully way there through to try and get a slot on the runway, hampered by 2 or 3 Airbus A320s, first of which is British Airways 916 to Frankfurt.
Translate uniform behind the departing Logan, Embraer 145, line up 9 right, 1 November Bravo 8 behind. There's a Translate uniform. France 12 November Delta, clear for takeoff 9 right, Sierra 7, the wind is 100, 10 knots. Seabird, to the 980 box, are you ready for departure? We're feeling like this, we can be in about 5. You're being heavy, ready into. Let's probably back short. Alright. Logan 93 Yankee, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 10011 knots.
Clear for takeoff 9 right, Logan 93.
Ian 605 behind, running Lufthansa, line up 9 right, November Bravo 8 behind.
Lufthansa, line up runway 09 right behind,
During 4 kilometers, straight ahead.
Nick Woodward, thank you for the recent updates. A380 and 747, both on the move. Hopefully we'll get to see those before we start losing light. Quite a few heavies still to come. In the queue as mentioned, we've got the Emirates A380, they've got an American 777-200, Japan Airlines in a One World livery on a 777, which is quite unusual. Used to seeing their Dreamliner in here. There's a British Airways 777-200 off to Boston on the south side. Qatar 777-300. Following that one, the Korean Air 747-8. And the poor old Etihad 380 still waiting to push back.
and left Alpha, hold at Hawker, remain this frequency.
Left on Alpha, hold the Hawker, remain this frequency, Korean Airlines Bay.
Kansai Uniform, contact and control 120, 4530, bye-bye.
Engine farm 120, 530, bye.
Sorry, 85 Foxtrot, taxi straight ahead, contact ground 120, 4905.
Straight ahead, 11905, sorry, 85 Foxtrot, bye.
Bye. GN 605, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 090 degrees 8 knots.
Wiggles 090, jump 05.
You've got 84 Kilo Victor, behind departing Scandinavian, left hand side, line up 9 right, behind one, and number Bravo 17.
Behind the Scandinavian on our left hand side, line up waiting, and number Bravo 10.
You've got 988 Golf, behind departing company 320 ahead, line up 9 right behind.
Right, with departing company 320 ahead, 9489, yeah.
You've got 720 Tango right, left, and hold November Bravo 10.
Right, left, November Bravo 10.
You've got 9 Mike there, follow the company ahead of you as far as November Bravo 10, hold November Bravo 10.
Follow company ahead of us to November Bravo 10, Seabird 9 Mike there.
And Navy 4638, set to pick up 9 right, the surface wind is 10013.
9 right, pick up finish 456.
GN 605, contact London 120, that's 4530, bye-bye.
120, thank you, goodbye, Gen 605.
Eugene Airbus was heading back to Athens.
November Bravo.
Keep running, 509 Mike, hold position, sir, fully back.
Hold position, 909 Mike.
One unit, hold November Bravo. Fully back. Give a 988 off, let's take off 9 right, the wind is 080 degrees at 11. The 9 Mike here, behind departing company 321, line up on 9 right behind. Give a 9 Mike here, behind the departing company Airbus 321, line up on 9 right behind.
Behind company Airbus, line up on 09 right behind Seabird.
Tower really pushing out these short hauls. 3 more to go before the heavies. Thank you, Bertie boys. The Qatar triple seems to have vanished into thin air. Sure, it's still there somewhere.
Sorry, 220 Quebec, I'll give you further taxi in just about 30:47. We can accept your 75. Get that back in just a few seconds. Give it a 4 kilo Victor, contact on control 10.5. 10.5. British Airways A320, line up 9 right, 07 behind. Okay, line up departing 320 BA, line up and wait, it's 07 9 right, Qatar, Quebec. Give it 9 Mike Sierra, clear for takeoff, 9 right, November 10, the wind is 090, 10 knots.
Clear takeoff 09 right, Speedbird 9 Mike Sierra.
Give it 988 north, contact on control 118.825, bye-bye. 118.825, good as 2, Speedbird 986 golf. Number 1 Juliet behind the departing American 777, line up 9 right behind. Number 1 Juliet behind departing American, line up 9 right behind. Yeah, departing American, line up 9 right behind, Emirates 1 Cathay and 44, take first left to right.
What an amazing sunset that is. Beautiful colours. Looks like an oil painting. Although I'm pretty sure Bob Ross wouldn't have put a control tower in his picture, would he? American 141 lining up. That's 777-200 off to JFK.
Hurry, 22 Quebec from Sierra 7, clear to take off 9 right, the wind is 09011 knots. 9 right, clear to take off 22 Quebec. 3180 notation. Get back to Japan Airlines, 777, then hold at November Bravo 1. Mike Sierra, contact on control 118.825, bye.
118.825, Speedbird 9 Mike Sierra, thank you.
American 141, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 08012 knots.
Clear for takeoff 9 right, American 141.
Cathay 44 behind departing Emirates A380, line up 9 right behind.
Japan Air 44 behind the Emirates A380, line up 9 right.
There we go. That's where the Qatar went. At least we didn't miss it.
Chalet November. Chalet November. Last one I call. Give way to company Airbus passing down the left and left right, hold November Bravo 10.
Give way to the company Airbus on our left, then there's left and the right, hold November 10, Chalet November.
Emirates 1 Juliet, clear for takeoff 9 right, the wind is 08012 knots.
Takeoff 9 right, Emirates 1 Juliet.
Sorry, 22 Quebec, contact land control on 120.530, bye-bye.
20.530, good day, Cathay 22 Quebec.
Lovely, noisy American 777.
American 141, approaching heading to Heathrow 134.980, bye-bye.
34980, American 141, good night.
2509 Mike, cross line right now at November Bravo 3.
Turn runway 09 right at November Bravo 3, 11509 Mike.
What a beauty. Emirates 380 on its way back to Dubai. Gloriously low departure there.
Japan Air 44 runway 09 right, clear for takeoff. LR 317, hold short.
Next up then, Japan Airlines 777-300. And as we're starting to lose light really rapidly, a rather fitting end to our evening show will be the Korean 747-8. That one a few minutes from departure, but that will be our closeout for today.
LR317 behind the departing Japan Airlines, 777, cross runway 09 right, November 4 echo behind.
Behind departing 777, cross 09 right, November 4 echo, LR317. Just to confirm, it's the one just taking off.
The one just getting airborne now.
Thank you. Crossing now, LR317.
Another beautifully noisy 777 departure. Lovely to hear. Probably not great to live under. Good evening, Jane Welsh, lady.
Straight ahead, contact ground 121.905.
Straight ahead, 121.905.
So it looks like 4 short-haul narrow bodies to depart before our final catch of this evening's show, the Korean 747-8 Queen of the Skies.
Japan Air 44, contact London 120.530.
120.530, Japan Air 44, good day.
Summer calling 79 behind the departing British Airways Airbus 320, line up from 809 right, line of Bravo 10 behind. Cuba 239, are you ready?
Negative, 239, still waiting for the cabin.
Roger, report ready.
Will do.
This is British Airways Flight 418 heading to Luxembourg.
090 degrees 1 knot.
Alright, 09 right, shot, good second, shot right there.
369, are you ready?
Yes, we are. Portugal 369.
Portugal 1369, hold November Bravo 10.
Hold November Bravo 10, Portugal 1369.
And switch down for Foxtrot, hold November Bravo 10.
Hold November Bravo 10, Lufthansa.
018 Lima X-ray, contact London 120.530.
120.530, super 18 New X-ray, bye.
2339, do you have an estimate as to how long the cabin might be?
Unfortunately, I don't know. I could say a couple of minutes, but obviously it could be more than that, so I'm sorry, I don't really have an estimate to do it with you now.
Well, there might be a space where you are if you can see long enough, but I can afford a couple of minutes. Train 9 008 behind the departure with 77320, line up from 09 right behind.
Behind the British Boeing 737, line out from 09 behind, 309
77320 ahead of you.
2239, ready for departure.
2239, thanks, I'll call you back. Train 9 008, confirm your traffic is the British Airways Airbus directly ahead of you.
The British Boeing 737, 309
Yeah, British Airways Airbus 320. Shuttle in November, contact London 119.780.
19780, Charlotte November, Mike.
Bridge 706, Victor, runway 09 right, cliff, take off wind 090 degrees 10 knots.
Got it.
2339, first left on to Alpha and hold November Bravo 10 behind Lufthansa.
First left, right, hold November Bravo 10 behind the Lufthansa, speedbird 239.
Okay then folks, one more short haul to depart before our final catch of this evening's sunset show.
Report ahead into Heathrow 134.980.
34980, Sherman 179.
It is dark.
3908, 109 right, cliff takeoff, position 090 degrees 41 knots. For planning, are you ready? Thank you, I'll call you back very shortly.
Okay. Korean 747-8, Queen of the Skies, on the roll.
Is that 786 Foxtrot, are you ready?
We'll be 3 minutes to you at the rest of us.
Roger, report ready.
Okay.
Version 25 Bravo, hold November Bravo 10.
November Bravo 10, version 25 Bravo.
31790, take a right on link 53, left on link 52, and hold short of Alpha.
Right, link 52, left on
and left on link Alpha, link 53, and then left again onto link 52, or short of Alpha.
Yeah, for the other right on the link 53, left again, link 52, hold for Alpha.
Yes. Well, that certainly didn't disappoint, did it? Amazing. Thank you ever so much for those that have chosen to spend some time with us on this super crazy hot summer's evening. It's been a pleasure to bring you some more plane spotting from Heathrow. Different location, not everyone's favourite, but it's nice to mix it up. And of course, we get to see that beautiful sunset to finish. Thank you once again to our mods, who do an amazing job each and every time we go live. And with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll post up about our weekend plans in due course. Until then, take care everybody. See you later.